The glass doors of Maison Allaire boutique slid open with a soft chime. Inside, gold mirrors reflected a world that was never meant for people like him. At least, that's what they thought. Deshawn walked in quietly, wearing a plain black hoodie, faded jeans, and sneakers that had seen better days. His eyes were calm, curious, polite. But to Ashley, the white clerk behind the counter, he was already out of place. She looked him up and down with a smirk. "Sir, this section starts at $5,000, she said, dragging out every word like it was meant to sting. Deshawn smiled softly. "That's fine. I'm just looking." Ashley tilted her head. "Looking, right? I think the outlet stores down the block would be more your style." Two women browsing handbags chuckled under their breath. Deshawn ignored them and moved toward a rack of suits, brushing the sleeve of a dark navy one. The fabric whispered luxury, the kind of texture that used to exist only in his dreams. Ashley followed, heels clicking sharply. "I'll have to ask you not to touch the merchandise, sir. These aren't samples." Her tone carried a thin, venomous politeness reserved for the people she thought were beneath her. A tall white man in a suit, the manager, joined her. "Is there a problem here, Ashley?" "No, Mr. Peterson," she said, crossing her arms. "Just someone wandering in where they don't belong." Peterson's eyes scanned Deshawn head to toe. "Sir, we cater to a very exclusive clientele. Perhaps this isn't the right store for you." A small crowd began to notice the tension. Subtle snickers, whispers. Deshawn exhaled slowly, his voice calm but steady. "Interesting thing about appearances," he said. "They tend to fool people who think they can see value at a glance." Ashley scoffed. "All right, philosopher, how about you take your wisdom somewhere else?" She stepped closer, smirking. "Or should I call security for you?" Deshawn paused, meeting her gaze. No anger, just that quiet look that says, "You'll regret this moment." Then, without another word, he turned and walked out. The clerk laughed behind him. "By now, hope you find something in your price range." The automatic doors closed, and the laughter echoed like cheap perfume, loud but fleeting. Outside, Deshawn looked back once, eyes hardening with a thought that would change everything. They'll remember my face soon enough. If this already made your blood boil, hit like and subscribe right now, because stories like this are still happening, and the world needs to hear them. The city skyline shimmered under the evening haze as Deshawn unlocked the door to his apartment. It wasn't flashy, no gold statues or marble floors, but it was his. Every piece of furniture, every photo on the wall, told a story of someone who had fought for everything he owned. He set his keys on the counter and pulled off his hoodie, revealing a crisp dress shirt underneath, as if the man in the boutique was just a disguise. On the wall hung a framed certificate. Deshawn Carter, founder CEO, Carter Innovations Group. Underneath it, a faded photo of him as a young man, wearing a janitor's uniform, holding a broom, smiling like he knew the world couldn't hold him down forever. He poured himself a glass of water, sat at his desk, and opened his laptop. 3 monitors glowed to life, filled with financial charts, contracts, and corporate messages. A notification popped up. Pending acquisition. Ridgeway Plaza Mall, 98 deal completed. He leaned back, a faint smile tugging at his lips. Ridgeway Plaza, the same mall where Maison Allaire boutique stood. 15 years ago, he used to mop its floors at 2 a.m. Back then, people walked past him like he didn't exist. He remembered the sting of bleach, the hum of air conditioning, and the quiet vow he made to himself. One day, they'll look me in the eye, and they'll know he kept that promise. Through sleepless nights, coding prototypes in his tiny apartment. Through rejection after rejection. Through investors who said, "You don't fit the image." And now, every store, every light bulb, every square inch of that mall was about to have his signature on the deed. He opened his phone and scrolled through social media. That's when he saw it. Her face. Ashley, the same clerk from earlier, had posted a photo of him leaving the store captioned, "Some people need to learn where they belong." Hundreds of likes. Comments laughing, mocking, even praising her professionalism. Deshawn stared at the screen, not with rage, but with surgical calm. He took a screenshot and saved it. Then another and another. Every cruel word, every laughing emoji, evidence. He picked up his phone and called someone. "Ryan, it's me," he said evenly. On the other end, his lawyer's voice replied, "Evening, boss. You sound focused." "Yeah, I need a favor. Move the Ridgeway Plaza. Signing up. First thing Monday morning." "Understood. Everything okay?" Deshaun smiled faintly. "It will be." He hung up, turned off the lights, and stood by the window overlooking the city. The reflection of his face merged with the skyline. Calm, steady, unstoppable. For people like Ashley, it would just be another Monday. For him, it would be the day everything changes. Sunday morning sunlight crept through the blinds, painting thin lines across Deshaun's desk. He'd barely slept, not out of anger, but out of focus. The laptop in front of him displayed an open folder titled Maison Evidence. Inside, screenshots, timestamps, public comments, and a screen recording of Ashley's viral post. He clicked play. Her voice in the video was loud, confident, cruel. "This man thought he could afford one of our suits. Bless his heart." Laughter in the background. The camera zoomed on his face as he left the store. Deshaun watched it in silence. His jaw tightened, but his eyes didn't blink. Moments later, a message alert popped up from an unknown number. "You're the guy from that video, right? Bro, that was wild. Can't believe she said that to your face." It was followed by another and another. Within hours, the clip had spread across local feeds. Comments poured in. Classic. "She was right. Look at his clothes. Why do people think they can just walk in anywhere?" Every cruel word landed like a hammer, striking the same spot on his soul. But each strike forged something sharper. A plan. He called Ryan again. "Tell the brokers the transfer meeting happens at 10 a.m. sharp," Deshaun said, voice flat as glass. Ryan hesitated. "You're sure you want to be there in person? I can represent you." "No," Deshaun replied. "They need to see me. Every one of them." After the call, he opened a folder labeled Press HR Templates, something he created months ago for new acquisitions. He began editing the header. Policy update, zero tolerance for discrimination. His cursor blinked at the end of the sentence like a heartbeat. He added, effective immediately upon ownership transfer. He leaned back, took a deep breath, and whispered to himself, "You thought you were teaching me a lesson. Now I'm going to teach you one." Meanwhile, across town, Ashley scrolled through her notifications, basking in attention. "Over 1,200 likes," she bragged to a coworker, sipping her latte. "They're calling me savage. Can you believe it?" Her manager, Jason, chuckled. "Don't worry, the boss saw it too. Said he's proud you stood your ground." Ashley smirked. "Good. People need to know their place." Neither of them realized that by Monday, their world would fall apart. Not because of the man they laughed at, but because of the man who owned everything they stood on. That night, Deshaun sat at his desk again, signing the final digital contract. Transaction complete. Ownership transferred. Ridgeway Plaza Holdings Carter Innovations Group. He stared at the screen for a long moment. Calm, steady, victorious. "All right," he whispered. "Let's see how they treat the new owner. If this happened right in front of you, what would you do? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And if you want justice as much as I do, hit subscribe." Monday morning. The mall buzzed with the low hum of opening doors and fresh coffee. At Maison Alera Boutique, Ashley adjusted her makeup in the mirror, humming the same pop song she always played before work. "Morning, boss," she called as Jason entered, straightening his tie. He gave a smug grin. "Big meeting in the atrium today. New mall owners giving some speech about company ethics. Probably another old guy with too much money." Ashley laughed. "As long as he shops here, I'm fine with that." 10 minutes later, a mall-wide announcement echoed through the hallways. All boutique staff to the central auditorium. Mandatory meeting. Begins in 5. Ashley groaned. "Ugh, I hate these things." Jason shrugged. "Come on, let's get over with." The auditorium filled quickly. managers, clerks, store owners, all whispering about the mysterious buyer who had finalized a mall acquisition overnight. At the front stood Ryan Coleman, sharply dressed in a gray suit, tablet in hand. "Good morning," he began. "I'm the legal representative for the new ownership group. Before introducing your new employer, I need to address a serious matter that took place in one of our stores." Murmurs spread through the crowd. Ashley nudged Jason, whispering, "Probably that girl from the jewelry shop again. Always late." Ryan tapped his tablet, and the giant projector screen behind him flickered to life. A familiar image appeared. Ashley froze. It was her own Instagram post. Deshawn's photo, the mocking caption, the laughing emojis, the hashtag, enlarged for the entire mall to see. Her breath caught in her throat. Ryan's voice stayed calm but firm. "This image was uploaded from this property 2 days ago. The behavior displayed represents not just prejudice, but public humiliation of a customer. Effective immediately, such conduct will not be tolerated under the new administration." Jason's face turned pale. "What new administration?" Ryan looked up, nodded to the side of the stage. "Please welcome the new owner of Ridgeway Plaza, Mr. Deshawn Carter." A hush swept across the room like wind through glass. Footsteps echoed slowly as Deshawn walked onto stage, immaculate in a tailored black suit. Ashley's jaw dropped. Her knees went weak. Jason's mouth hung open in disbelief. Deshawn's voice was calm, steady, controlled. "2 days ago, I walked into one of my own stores looking for a suit," he began. "You didn't know who I was, and that's fine. But what you did show me was who you really are when you think no one's watching." No one moved. No one dared breathe. He turned toward the screen, showing her cruel caption. "I used to clean the floors of this mall. I used to pick up coffee cups left behind by people who thought they were better than me. So trust me when I say, this isn't about revenge. It's about respect." He paused. "Ms. Ashley Reed, Mr. Jason Cole, as of this moment, your employment is terminated for cause. Your behavior doesn't represent what this place stands for anymore." Ashley's eyes filled with tears. "Please, I didn't mean..." Deshawn raised a hand, stopping her. "Every word you posted said exactly what you meant." Silence filled the room. Then, softly, Deshawn continued, his voice echoing. "From this day forward, every person who walks through these doors will be treated with dignity. Not because of their wallet, not because of their skin, because that's the only kind of business worth owning." Ryan closed the tablet and spoke firmly. "Meeting adjourned." Ashley sank into her seat, trembling. Jason stared blankly at the floor. Deshawn turned away from the stage, his footsteps echoing powerfully. For the first time in years, he felt peace. Not because he'd won, but because justice had spoken for itself. The video of the meeting didn't stay inside the auditorium for long. By noon, half the mall had seen it. By evening, it was trending. Clips of Deshawn's calm speech circulated online with captions like, "This is how you end racism, with dignity. Black excellence in motion." She laughed at him, and he owned her store. News anchors picked it up, calling it the boutique lesson. Talk shows debated whether Deshawn's approach was revenge or reform. But to him, it was simple, justice done quietly, publicly, and permanently. Inside the boutique, the air felt heavier than ever. Ashley's nameplate was gone. Jason's office sat empty. The store manager's desk, once cluttered with luxury catalogs, now had only one document on it, a printed letter titled, "Termination for Cause, Discriminatory Conduct." Other employees whispered nervously, unsure whether to be proud or terrified. Then came the email sent from a new owner himself, from Deshawn Carter, subject. "New policy, human dignity equal access, effective immediately. All employees under Carter Innovations Retail Division will attend a mandatory diversity and inclusion workshop. We are not here to humiliate anyone. We are here to build a standard where humanity comes first. If you cannot agree with that, this is not the place for you." Reactions flooded back, some inspired, some defensive, but all silent once they realized where the message came from. Ryan entered Deshawn's new office later that afternoon, carrying a folder. "HR already finalized the replacements," he said. "You got applicants lined up, Mostly people who left jobs because of discrimination. Feels poetic. Deshawn smiled faintly. Good. Let's give them a real chance. By the way, Ryan added, you're all over the news. CNN, BBC, even Business Insider's calling you the gentleman owner. Deshawn chuckled softly. That's not the title I was aiming for. Then what were you aiming for? Deshawn looked out the window at the mall below, where customers were beginning to return. I just wanted to remind people that power isn't in money. It's in how you use it. He turned back to his desk, where a copy of Ashley's viral post still sat printed on paper. He picked it up, folded it carefully, and placed it in a drawer labeled Lessons. That evening, his phone buzzed again, this time from a journalist. Mr. Carter, would you care to comment on what message you want to send through this event? Deshawn replied simply, no message, just an example. The reporter paused. An example of what? He smiled. Of how fast arrogance collapses when it meets accountability. Outside the boutique, the new sign glowed with fresh lettering. Maison Alera, reimagined by Carter Group. The same boutique that once mocked a man for his skin now proudly hired people of every background. All paid fairly, all treated equally. And for the first time in a long while, the mall itself felt like it could finally breathe. The storm didn't stop at the boutique's glass doors. It spilled out into the world. Local headlines lit up every screen. Racist boutique clerk fired after owner reveals shock city. Humiliation turns into historic ownership lesson. Corporate HR networks discuss the case in private forums. Universities used it as a modern example of power balance and prejudice. And while Deshawn moved quietly through his days, the two people who mocked him were learning what it meant to live with consequences. Ashley sat in her small apartment, blinds half closed, scrolling through messages that once brought her pride but now burned like open wounds. Her inbox overflowed with hate, memes, and mockery. Her once flashy Instagram account had turned into a battlefield of criticism. Every post she'd made, deleted, every follower, gone. She whispered to herself, it was just a joke, just one post. But the world didn't care. The internet never forgets. Jason's life crumbled just as fast. His firing spread through the retail network like wildfire. No company wanted the man who supervised discrimination that went viral. One by one, his interviews were canceled, and the polite rejection emails piled up. He'd always believed that power came from hierarchy, until the ladder beneath him collapsed. Meanwhile, at the boutique, things looked different. Bright lighting, friendly faces, soft jazz instead of judgmental silence. Customers of every kind walked in comfortably, greeted with real smiles. The new manager, a young black woman named Nia Robinson, made sure of it. Deshawn had handpicked her himself. Nia, he'd said during her interview, your job isn't just to sell clothes. It's to sell respect. Every corner of the store reflected that change. Walls repainted, mirrors replaced, staff retrained. A quiet revolution wrapped in the fabric of fairness. Ryan entered one afternoon, holding a small tablet. Quarterly reports in, he said. Sales are up 30% since the relaunch. Deshawn smiled. Good. Let's reinvest half of it into hiring scholarships. I want more people like Nia managing stores like this. Ryan nodded. You're building more than a brand, you know. Deshawn looked toward the boutique floor, where a young black man in a delivery uniform was being offered water by the staff. The same courtesy that once would have been denied. I'm building a mirror, he said softly, so people can see who they really are. Later that evening, as the mall lights dimmed, Deshawn stood outside Maison Alera. Reimagined by Carter Group, he adjusted his cufflinks, not out of vanity, but as a quiet reminder of how far he'd come. For him, the victory wasn't firing anyone. It was watching decency return to a place that had forgotten it. He whispered under his breath, justice isn't loud. It's consistent. A soft smile spread across his face as he walked away, leaving the boutique glowing behind him. A monument not of revenge, but of renewal. 6 months later, Ridgeway Plaza looked nothing like it once did. The floors gleamed brighter. The walls carried framed quotes about equality, and laughter echoed from every corner. Not mockery, but joy. The boutique that once judged customers by their skin had become the mall's most welcoming store. Its new manager, Nia, greeted every visitor the same way. "You're welcome here." Up in his office overlooking the atrium, Deshawn scrolled through emails while sipping black coffee. Among invoices and reports sat one message that made him pause. The subject line read, "Thank you for changing my life." He opened it. "Mr. Carter, my name is Marcus. I'm 16. I work part-time at Maison Alara after school. I saw what happened months ago. The video, your speech, everything. My mom told me that when people like us are humiliated, we either break or we build. You chose to build. Because of you, I believe I can be somebody one day." Deshawn leaned back in his chair, staring at the message. A slow smile spread across his face, not prideful, not triumphant, just peaceful. He printed the email and pinned it beside the old janitor photo on his wall. The photo of a young man holding a broom now sat next to the words of a kid who finally believed he could dream. Ryan stepped in quietly. "You've got that look again," he said. Deshawn chuckled. "Which one? The I told you so look." He shook his head. "Not at all. Just thinking about how pain can become purpose when you don't let it turn to hate." Outside, the boutique's new sign glowed softly. "Every customer is welcome. Every dream is valid." A small group of shoppers stopped to take pictures, posting them online with the caption. Deshawn stood by the window, watching. In the reflection, he saw both versions of himself. The janitor who once mopped those halls and the man who now owned them. He whispered, almost to himself, "The best revenge isn't payback. It's progress." He picked up his phone, sent a donation to a youth program in his old neighborhood, and smiled. The cycle had turned, not with rage, but with renewal. If you believe this should never happen again, share this now. And to my USA, UK, and Canadian viewers, your voice is power. Use it.